Another discard spell? Got him. All lands. Hello and welcome, everybody. We are here for round 4 with the lists you see on screen in front of you. We finally managed to win our last round, so we are currently 1-2. We got some work to do to end up this 3-2 that we're hoping for, so we can go infinite, quote unquote. But if not, at the very least, we've gained some entertainment and some valuable information. At least, hopefully, you have. And if you do find yourself enjoying my videos or learning something from my videos, then leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what all the YouTube shills say, so I'm not going to say it anymore. And yeah, I'm looking forward to casting some Karn the Great creators, and maybe we get to minus for Golos. That's one of my bucket list items, I would say. Yeah, let's just jump straight into the match here. Alrighty, let's hop in here for the match. What shall it be this time? On the draw, we might be able to deal with that. Jaderman. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Maybe the J should be pronounced like a Y. Jaderman. I could see that. And we have turn 2 Explore with a couple Dryads for ramp and Titan mana ready to go, plus an extra redraw. Not only are we on the draw for a redraw, but we also get a redraw for Explore as well to find a Titan, so it's not like the super fastest, but I'll try it. Of course, if we top deck Amulet or a 1-drop here, then we'll be getting a turn 2 Dryad, which would be quite amazing for this hand. Ooh, turn 1 Inquisition. Yeah, about that one. They take a Dryad. Interesting. Curious why they didn't take Explore there. We'll just play out a land that doesn't require it to bounce itself back to our hand and pass it back. Don't like playing nothing on turn 1 effectively. There's another Inquisition. Maybe they take the Explore this time? They learned the lesson? Or are they going to let us explore? Nope, they take the Dryad again. Interesting. We'll see if they have another discard spell, perhaps? Our opponent not respecting Explore at all. Thoughtseize for the Karn. Dude, Explore is exactly what we want against all these discard spells. Yeah, let's just cast the Explore here. Cavern. I guess we might as well play Grazer. Against our opponent, there's some likelihood they're playing Liliana of the Veil. It's not obvious. They could be playing Blood Moon, but we have double basic against that, so that's fine. I guess we might need to consider playing around Kolgan's command and hold the Grazer to discard to that. I don't know. I feel like getting a Grazer into play now is just going to be the best choice, so let's do that. Could be wrong. We'll pick up the Cavern here with our Sanctuary so that we have something to discard if it comes to that. Cavern being the worst land in our deck against a non-blue deck like our opponents, at least presuming they don't play blue. I think that's a fairly safe assumption. A deck with this many discard spells is unlikely to be playing blue mana, I would say. Who knows, though? Maybe I don't know. See if our opponent has Lingering Souls. Marsh Flash for the white source, playing some Mardu action over here, maybe? And that could be a possibility. Hey, there's a Sacred Foundry. So I guess it is some Mardu. Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah. That one's fine, I guess. They got Batterskull. Okay. I think a sword would have been a little scarier. Radiant Fountain means that we can play Cavern this upcoming turn and still be able to cast Titan while gaining 2 life. Marginal, but I think I prefer that, so let's go for that line. And if we don't find Titan, we can of course play Gruul Turf and pick up the Radiant Fountain instead. That way we might be able to gain 2 more life. Doesn't that just sound amazing? Another discard spell? Got him. All lands. Here comes the Titan, right off the top. Always had it. There it is. You know exactly how it is here. Exactly how it is here. And we have this Grazer in play that we expertly put into play specifically for the purpose of being able to sacrifice to Liliana. So if our opponent does have Liliana, well, we have build our own Colony Garden here. And here it's probably correct to get at least a Talari West and maybe something else. I could see blue bounce land in Talari West, and then we can use our bounce land in hand to pick up the Talari West and transmute it after floating its mana, of course. And whatever we bounce with the Simic Growth Chamber will let us play around a discard effect like Kolgan's Command. So, yeah, I think that's just blue bounce and Tolaria West here. And we'll pick up, again, the Cavern, as we are... Actually, I guess I'll pick up the Radiant in case our opponent doesn't have the discard, because that way we'll be able to gain 2 more life. If we have to discard the Radiant Fountain, it likely means our opponent's not dealing with a Titan in play, or our Tolaria West, so I guess we may not mind that. Here comes Batterskull. If our opponent swings with the Batterskull, I'm pretty inclined not to block, just because I don't want to lose our Titan to a Lightning Bolt for no reason. Although we do have a backup Titan ready to go, but we're going to have to pay 4 for our pact as well, so... Our upcoming turn is pretty well spoken for, Kroxa. Well, we are discarding the Radiant Fountain, and if we get the chance to get a Bojuka Bog, say on a Primeval Titan attack trigger, then this will be gone. Definitely can't let our opponent get back their Kroxa. Path to Exile. Okay. Well, still not blocking, I don't think. See, that's very odd. Because we really need to be able to exile this Kroxa. Hopefully our opponent... Oh. No, we're 1 short on using Summoner's Pact here. So I guess we're just transmuting Tolaria West and hoping our opponent doesn't have the land for Kroxa. Otherwise, we have to beat a Kroxa on board, but we might be able to do that considering we do, in fact, have double Summoner's Pact, so... If they have land and don't have an answer to our Dryad and Titan, then we can potentially just Valakut trigger their Kroxa to death, for example. So I guess that's the idea. And if they have a discard spell, we still have a second pack for backup, so hence why we transmute Tolaria West immediately. It was possible to transmute for Bojuka Bog there, but I feel like that just gets blown out by too much, as our opponent would have to... They would have to not have a land this turn, which they very well might have, and then we would have to dodge them having a discard spell for the Summoner's Pact that we just top-decked, so Channeler. Well, this one's a little weak to the Bojuka Bog that's about to be incoming. Valakut. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is most certainly enough to get a Dryad and the Titan into play, and we have 1 Valakut already. So we get Valakut and Vesuva copying Bounce Land, and that'll be... Oh, wait, hold on. So we... Pack for Dryad, play Dryad. I guess our opponent could have Path as their last card. Like a Path or a Dismember, perhaps? In which case, we can't try to kill them with Valakut triggers. So I think the play is going to be Pack for Dryad, play Valakut, do a trigger at their Magmatic Channeler, see if it resolves, and then Pack for Titan and cast it, and we still might just go for a Bojuka Bog and Vesuva copying Bounce Land kind of plan. It wouldn't necessarily be lethal, but I think that gives us the best shot. It also informs us on whether or not our opponent actually has the interaction for our Dryad as well. I guess for that reason, we might want to send the trigger at something a little more relevant, like try to kill the Stoneforge. It's a little bit debatable. I think I'm sitting it at the Channeler, though, because if they just let this resolve, then our Titan that we're about to get in play is going to immediately be able to kill this thanks to Bojuka Bog, so... Don't think we need to worry about floating any specific colors of mana here, so I'm not going to. And yeah, I think just Bojuka Bog and Valakut, or Bojuka Bog and Vesuva, actually, I think is the safest play, so... We'll Vesuva copying Simic Growth Chamber here. We'll put the Bog on the stack, targeting them, and the Bounce Land, and then some Valakuts, I guess, targeting the Germ. Sure. We will pick up the Vesuva to its own trigger, and now we exile their yard. Alright, that went through. I guess we're killing the Stoneforge as well. And now I think we're in really great shape. Yeah. Alright, pass it back. That's pretty good. Shame we couldn't have exiled their Channeler as well. But it had to... We had to exile the graveyard before the Channeler would die, so there was no way to do that. Alright, so against our opponent, there's a high likelihood they play something like Dark Confidant, in which case we will want Dismember. I also expect Blood Moon, pretty heavily, so I'm bringing in the forces. And obviously, Obstinate Baloth is very good against Crocs and other discard effects. So Rex Sage and Force for the Blood Moons that our opponent most likely has. Baloth for the discard effects. Arboreal Grazer's not the strongest here, as it does make us go down a card to ramp. We can trim one pact so we don't die to our own pact trigger, thanks to things like Blood Moon. Cavern can go. Not a big fan of Azusa in this matchup either, specifically because Blood Moon makes it extremely irrelevant. It's a pretty grindy matchup too, so having an extra amulet that we don't want to top deck if we need threats is not great. Plus the Blood Moon thing, and also the fact that our opponent can easily interact with Amulet via things like Kolaghan's Command or Wear and Tear, for example. So not really in love with Amulet. This is one of those matchups where I feel like it's fine to shave on one. We also need to shave one more card here. Maybe Dismember's like not that great. Like it can kill Channeler and maybe Dark Confidant. I think killing Dark Confidant is probably important enough, but I don't know. Maybe just one more Grazer. I'm fine with this. Our plan is going to be turn 2 Explore. If we don't get one of our 4 turn 1 1-drops, then our plan is going to be turn 2 Explore. A classic. Tale as old as time. Alright, so we do have the turn 1 Amulet. And we have Garenbrig plus a... We could actually go turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Garenbrig, turn 3 Pack for Azusa. Oh wait, no, we sided out Azusa, so we can't turn 3 Titan here off of this hand. Thanks to the fact that we sided out Azusa, but I still think it's a keep. Leading on Forest Amulet. On turn 2, we might just Vesuva copying our Forest, so we'll have basic lands to play around Blood Moon. We'll have to see. That is assuming our opponent doesn't just snap off a turn 1 discard spell to take our Amulet. I do think that's what they would take if they had the discard spell. But luckily, this hand is pretty good, even regardless of the Amulet, considering these lands here already represent Titan mana, even if this copies the basic Force, which it most likely will, so... And we'll be having an untapped Garenbrig for when we need it, so... Alright, goodbye, Amulet. Almost guaranteedly this Amulet is gone. I'd be very suspicious if they did not take Amulet. Of course they take Amulet. We could Vesuva their basic land. I feel like we don't really need to do that. By playing the Snow Forest here, I guess actually it's not even stopping us from playing a turn 2 Explore because we can play Garenbrig, Explore, and then Vesuva copy the Forest and still be able to get the second Forest underneath Blood Moon, so... Assuming that they don't have, like, Ritual into turn 2 Blood Moon, which I highly doubt that they have. Play out the Snow Forest pass. Giving us the freedom to Vesuva copying Snow Forest this upcoming turn if we want to. Our opponent doing nothing smells very strongly of a turn 3 Blood Moon. Force of Vigor for said turn 3 Blood Moon is actually quite nice as well. Yeah, we're still going to Vesuva copy a basic. We have a billion ways to play around Blood Moon, including the Karn that's in our hand, which we can cast through Blood Moon, but it still would help to make sure that we're insulated against it. I am not at all opposed to force pitching Summoner's Pact to deal with our opponent's Blood Moon. And we might even let the Blood Moon stay in play for a turn so we get a free Growth Chamber without having to bounce a land. That way we can just, like, force pitching the Summoner's Pact, untap Castle Garenbrig, immediately cast Primeval Titan. That could be reasonable. Plus, it would also play around our opponent having a second Blood Moon type effect. Plus, I suppose we can actually just pack for Rexage as well, so even if we get our Force discarded, for example, which I don't think would even happen because we could force in response to the Thoughtseize or whatever, but even if that were to have happened and we F6'd through the Thoughtseize or something, we could still pack for Rexage and blow up the Blood Moon, so we're looking pretty good here. Of course, our opponent's fetching all their basics here because they 100% have Blood Moon. 100%. I think the plan is going to just be Growth Chamber pass, end of turn, Force Pitching Pact, untap, cast Primeval Titan. And we'll see if that's good enough. Our opponent has so far not even presented a clock, so... There's the Blood Moon. Yep. We have been anticipating this. Hence why we brought in our Force of Vigors and such. Growth Chamber pass. Executing our carefully planned out process here. Not yielding through this turn at all. Might need to fire off this force. So, yeah, here it goes. Cast by exiling a green card. If we wanted to be ultra safe from them having a second Blood Moon, we would pitch a Primeval Titan here. Since we know we're about to resolve one. I don't think our opponent's playing something crazy like the white 1-mana counterspell, Mana Tithe. In which case, having Summoners Pact for the Rex Age might be quite relevant. But we already have double basic in play, so I actually think that we don't care about Blood Moon after this specific turn, so I'm just going to pitch the Pact. Of course, we're playing Castle into Titan here. Play Titan early and often. This will set up some more basic lands if we want them. That might be the best play, to be honest. So we can't get punked out by something crazy. Vanishing Verse to exile this, that's fine. Search. I like getting one extra basic land in case our opponent has... Actually, I don't know if we need another basic land. I don't think that really plays around anything, to be honest. We could bog them for Croxa purposes, which I don't mind. And I guess Talaria West. Sure. I think this is going to give us the best chance here. And we'll pass. Even if they have another Blood Moon, we can just slam Titan, thanks to our basic lands in play here. And then we also get to potentially get the Karn ball rolling. We can cast Titan and Karn in the same turn by playing the Vestige and then getting... Oh wait, we already have Vesuva. Never mind. Never mind. False alarm. But yeah, if we didn't have the Vesuva in play, we could play Vestige, float one, and leaving these two open, activate the Castle Garenbrig, play Titan, then get Vesuva copying Vestige to make a 4th mana to play Karn, but Vesuva's in play, so we can't do what I was thinking of. Sad times. We can't get even more ahead than we already are. Also, our Bojuka Bog played around this channeler quite nicely. Love to see that. So, there's no way we're not just casting Titan here, right? Yeah, I think we're just casting Titan. This sets us up with more basic lands, just so we can absolutely not get punked out by Blood Moon at all. So we'll get at least one basic land. The other one doesn't really matter as much. I guess it's just a bounce land so we can, like, bring back our Talaria West. I'm okay with this. Pick this up, pass it back. I guess we could have played the Vestige. Whatever. Whatever. Our opponent's going looking with their channeler. It's okay, we got plenty more threats where this one came from, so... Plus, they already Vanishing Verse a Titan, so... Yeah, we just got the Endless Chain here. They pitch the Bloodstained Mire and have revealed... I have no clue what cards. Oh, they don't reveal them, they exile them first. Alright, well, we win the match, I guess. Makes sense. Of Resolve Titan, beating Blood Moon, one of my favorite things to do. You just gotta be very careful when you play around Blood Moon and be very conscious of what decks can be playing it, or would be playing it, in fact. And sometimes you can snipe wins just by having Force of Vigor in your deck. So, anyways, we are currently 2-2, so we are definitely battling back here. Maybe we can manage to get the 3-2. If not, I'm still happy. I am entertained, even by my own games. Maybe you're entertained by my games as well. If you are, then that's absolutely the goal. And if not, then let me know. How can I improve my videos or my gameplay? Mention it in the comments below. But yeah, I have nothing else to say for now. I will see you guys in the last match with this league. This is Redface Menace, signing off.